managers they wouldn't even take meetings because I was just a kid with theater stuff, and they didn't care about that. They wanted TV and film credits. Like, give me a shot, man. You know what I'm saying? Discipline is the mother of success. It was just me staying on the grind, staying focused, and you know, staying the course to my and keeping the artistry as the main reason I'm doing this, and that birthed my success.
Welcome to the Heart of the Artist. I'm your host, Brie Mignano, and we're going to sit down with artists of every discipline and get to the heart of what makes them unique. We'll celebrate their successes, learn from their mistakes, and talk about what we need to do to push this industry and our careers in a positive direction. We'll find out what it's really like to work as an artist and see what makes our guests so passionate about their craft. Let's get started.
This episode is brought to you by Arties Pro, the only platform to manage your entire entertainment career. People join Arties Pro to track their media rights, find and book work, and connect with anyone in the media and entertainment industry around the world. Be seen, be heard, and be found at artiespro.com. That's ARTISTEPRO.com.
What's up? Welcome to Heart of the Artist. I'm your host, Brie Mignano, and I'm here with actor Deric Augustine. His credits include Cloak and Dagger, Criminal Minds, Vampire Diaries, Queen Sugar, Godfather of Harlem, It's Time, NBA 2K, and he's currently working on a new show called Swagger for Apple TV. He studied at the University of New Orleans, and I'm so excited that he's here today. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so we were talking before the camera started rolling, and you were saying how much you value education and that you think if someone goes into something, they should learn about it at school. Can you talk about your educational background and why you think that's important?
Yeah, well, you know, I grew up in New Orleans, single mom, and she really stressed the importance on education and continuing your education, you know, after you've done high school, and the importance of really beating on your craft and your training. So, you know, I started off doing theater when I was small, and then was doing community theater in high school, and then I knew I wanted to be an actor, so I went to college, studied drama and theater at University of New Orleans, and after I graduated, continued my training in New York. Yeah, so education is really important to me. Yeah, most definitely.
What was your training in New York?
I trained at Negro Ensemble Company, which is a theater company, you know, for people of color, and their alumni is amazing. You know, Denzel Washington, Samuel Jackson, the list goes on and on. And yeah,
so crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like every major actor.
And when I was searching for a good teacher, and I embarked on the company, and I met with the director there, and my teacher. Her name is Kim West Moran. And she is amazing, like this big theater performer and theater teacher. And when I first sat down with her, I was like, yeah, you're gonna be my teacher. But yeah, I studied there. I took a few classes at Susan Baston's studio. I did some work at Spirited Inc., which I forgot the teacher's name. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah. But I train a lot. You know,
yeah.
I'm always seeking more education and training as much as I can when I have the time. I'm taking a Shakespeare class now at Antaeus Theater in Glendale. So yeah, I do my due diligence on my craft. Yeah.
And you're super smart.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
it. Yeah, you write too. You said you're writing scripts and novels and just everything.
Most definitely.
And you're trying to get your script pitched to a major studio.
Yeah,
studio right now.
Most definitely.
What's that like?
This is my first time being acclimated as far as pitching and pitching my projects. So I wrote a couple scripts, and the one that I'm most intrigued about and most inspired about is called the 25th Dynasty, which is based off of black Egyptians called the Kushites, or they're formerly known as Nubians. And it's based in 730 BC, and the lead character is King Pianki, and it's going to show how he rose from Upper Egypt to Lower Egypt to reclaim his lands from the Libyans. So it's based off a true story. Wow. I really learned about this information when I was in college. I was like, the Kushites, and didn't really do anything with it until about 3 years ago. I was like, man, I'm not gonna blow up until I do my own stuff. So I dug back into this information and studied, reached out to historians, Egyptologists, archaeologists, and found a victory stela of King Pianki, broke that down, did some more research, and it took me about a year to write the script, and I finished it December that just passed, and my team and I are in the process of sharpening it around, and we'll see what happens. Yeah.
I feel like I don't think I've ever seen a film about
No, you've seen whitewashed film about Egypt.
I feel so stupid now, because when you told me it was a period film, I was thinking like, oh, it's like 20th century England, and then now I'm like, oh my God, there's like that bias is there because you never see films like that.
This is gonna be the first one.
Yeah. And that's why it's important, right?
It's important, and the culture needs this because they need to know this history, and Nubia, which is modern day Sudan and Ethiopia. Even when I ask these Ethiopians, like, about the Kushites, they don't even know their history.
Yeah.
I don't. This is your country.
I remember that name from history class, but
you don't really know the details and the hierarchy of this information. We were kings and queens. So I'm excited to get this project out, and I'm sure people are gonna be excited about it.
Let's talk about what you need specifically to get that made. Who you need, what you need. Just go into more specifics about what it's like getting a script picked up.
Most definitely. Like I said, 25th Dynasty is about the real black Egyptians, the real Egyptians who were black, who were Nubians, and reading about this information. It's crazy how, early Egyptologists and historians dismantled this, because how can you not believe somebody from a country in Africa, Egypt, was ruled by people of lighter skin complexions? So this story needs to be told for the culture. We need to know as a community that, this is our history. This is the important aspect of this history, because it shows us on a higher level, a better, of upper echelons. And I told my team, I have something that could be like 300 mixed with Black Panther put together. That's what I call it. Yeah. And I want to reach out to Black producers and Black directors first, because I want to do my due diligence for my community to let them know that, we did this as a community, and we got the right people in the space. Yeah. So I told them, F. Gary Gray, Antoine Fuqua, Ryan Coogler, Ava DuVernay was my first choice, because I've worked with her and I love her work, and she needs a big budget film, even though she just did Wrinkle in Time. But on this scale, Yeah.
Wait, okay, so can you say those names one more time, but like to the camera so they can hear you?
Ava DuVernay, what's up? You gotta read this script. I would love to get your thoughts and your beautiful mind behind this. Antoine Fuqua, Jordan Peele, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, there's a role in there for you too. Idris Elba, I know you got a production company as well. F. Jerry Gray, what's up, man? Come holler at me. I need you guys. I can't do this by myself, man. And we want to get this told by our community. Well, I'm putting it out there. Like I need your help. That's the only thing I can say. But I'm open to work with other people too. Other people that's using their platform to talk about diversity. Like Phoenix, who just got up there at the Oscars and said that it's important to tell different stories of diverse backgrounds, and this is a story about that.
We fear the idea of personal change because we think that we have to sacrifice something to give something up. But human beings at our best are so inventive and creative and ingenious. And I think that when we use love and compassion as our guiding principles, we can create, develop, and implement systems of change that are beneficial to all sentient beings and to the environment.
You know, Brad Pitt, he talks about how we need to, you know, have more diversity. Brad Pitt, what's up? You have your own production company. You can get this to the bigger studios. So it's important that as an African American community that we come together. And there are some people who are up there and have these bigger job titles that can help people who can't reach it alone. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
If not, I'm gonna get it made one way or another.
So you said it's like a big budget film, right? What kind of budget do you know a range?
Yeah. So I've researched like movies in the same category, like 300, Troy, of course, Black Panther, and stuff like that. It's gonna be like 60 to 100 and something million, which is possible.
Yeah.
You know. So
okay.
Just gotta get the right people behind it.
Yeah.
No.
Hopefully they heard.
Hopefully. Ava, what's up? I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But I'm also in the process of writing 2 books. One is with my brother. It's called Our Brother's Journey. We're gonna talk about our lives, even though we're twins, how we both had our separate journeys to live. And it's gonna focus on, it's 3 chapters, but 2 aspects per chapter. My take on it, my brother takes on it. First chapter is how we grew up with a single mom, and because our father passed away when we were 3. The second chapter is how how we dealt with our mom's sickness after she got a brain aneurysm when we were 13, and we had to take care of our mom by ourselves with the help of our grandparents. And then the third chapter is when our mother passed away and how we both dealt with that death and how we rose above adversity. And we ended up I don't know how, but we ended up some good men. So somebody was looking after us.
You said your brother was an actor to begin with.
Yeah.
What do you think made you guys go on separate paths?
So we both started when we were younger doing theater. And when we got to college, we were taking care of our mother. And my brother likes more structure as far as his job and his career, and stability is very important to him. And for me, as an actor, you're gonna struggle sometimes, and my brother doesn't like that. So he said, "You know what, Deric, one of us is gonna have to, have some economical foundation or financial support just in case if anything happens with our mother." So he switched his major to industrial engineering, and went to a better college that really focused on engineering. And then after he graduated, he studied aerospace technology at another school, and now he does like secret projects with the military. And I'm so proud of him. Yeah. He's really smart. Cool. He's really smart. He's more outgoing than I am too, which is crazy. Even though we're twins, we have different personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were talking about the struggle and how he wanted the financial stability and stuff like that. So you took the other path.
Man,
you took the struggle. Can you just talk about what that's been like? Because you have all these credits.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to struggle?
Yeah. Of course.
Well,
man, when I first got out of college, and it was tough too because I was 21 when I first got out of college. 22 when I just made 22. Yeah. And my mom was still sick at the time and out of the hospital, and she was living in like a rehab facility. And I talked to my mom about, I really want to pursue acting. I graduated, this is it. And at first I didn't want to leave her. I didn't want to go to New York or LA because my mom, it's my heart. And I talked to her about it, and she was like, "Babe, you gotta pursue your dreams." So I packed all my stuff and drove to New York. I didn't know anybody out there. And I got like a job doing sales on the side for this big engineering firm. They did not know that I was using them to fund my dream. And then I got like another job bartending while I was taking classes, going to auditions, and then, you know, my mom passed away a year after I moved, and that's when I hit like a low point in my life. You know, my mom was my force. Mm-hmm. That was my why. And my job fired me because I wasn't focused enough, and then I was focusing on acting as well. Then I had to get out the mud. I had to, you know, bartend, which a lot of people, you know, they say they want to do certain things as far as career-wise, but they don't want to do the things necessary. I think every actor has a struggle moment, a struggle story they can tell in their careers, and I definitely do. But I started working more, and then I booked this show called Notorious for ABC, and we shot in Atlanta, and then it moved to LA, and I was like, I'm moving to LA.
Yeah.
And the show got canceled, and then I got another agent out here and management team, and I started auditioning a lot more. Even though I was still working, you know, I was auditioning for bigger projects, and to have the time to do that, I couldn't have a real job. So I was getting out the mud again, bartending. I was driving an Uber. It's crazy, you know. I used to wear like a hat and pull the hat all the way down. I didn't want nobody to notice me. I was like insecure about that, but I had to do what I had to do, you know. So yeah, the struggle's there. I think everybody have a struggle story, and mine's definitely there. Even now, like, I'm finally in a good financial place, but it took a while to get there. And I'm really cognizant of how I spend my money and what I invest in. And, but you know, you learn that through time and growing as a young adult.
Can you just like share some of the people that you've gotten to work with and what it was like working with them? Okay.
I got to work with Ava DuVernay on Queen Sugar. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And Oprah. I met Oprah a couple times. Yeah. And when I first met her, it was at the premiere of Queen Sugar, and it was like I was talking to an angel.
So it's true.
Oh,
She's just like,
she grabbed my hand so tight, and I was like, this is really you right now. I'm talking to Oprah, like, you're my mother's like angel, you know, and I'm talking to you face to face. And I was stuttering, I was nervous, and but she's amazing. Ava DuVernay is amazing. She's amazing at what she does, and her story is just, you know, it's a very intriguing story. How, you know, a black woman of color has really succeeded as much as she's done. I'm very proud of her as well. I got to work with Whittaker just recently on Godfather of Harlem. We got renewed with season 2. I got to work yesterday.
Nice, congrats. That's huge.
It's huge.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm playing, you know, the icon Muhammad Ali in that.
Yeah.
Well, Cassius Clay. And then he's about to turn his name to Muhammad Ali.
Hey, Jones. Hey, Ugly. You know what this fight mean to me? A tomato red Cadillac Eldorado convertible with white leather upholstery, air conditioning, and hi-fi. Well, that's what the Louisville group is giving me for a victory present. Now, can you picture me losing to this ugly bum Jones with that kind of car waiting for me?
Well, I wouldn't fill that Cadillac with gas just yet.
Oh, well, my eyes can see you're a beautiful lady. All the more reasons why Doug Jones to be Frady. Motivation, my dear, you didn't give me more. Instead of 5, well, I'm gonna stop Jones in 4.
You pretend like you've been a champion since birth. Well, let's hope your fist can prove your worth.
Who are you to talk with words that are so bold? I would tell you, get in the ring, you just too damn old.
You don't know who I am, so I'll excuse your behavior. After 3 rounds with me, you'll be on your knees to your savior.
Doug Jones, I'll see you later. And beautiful lady, call me when you want something greater.
So,
what's it like playing a real person?
An icon.
Yeah, I mean, not even just a real person, an icon. Is it a lot of pressure?
It is.
It's got to be a lot of pressure.
Yeah. It's a lot of pressure. You know, because Muhammad Ali's name is international. And I had to do a lot of work. I gained like 15 pounds.
Yeah.
They had me with a boxing trainer for like a month. His voice, you know, he has this he's from Kentucky. And if you ever seen him in interviews on TV or in person, you know that his voice is different from any other human being. I think that was the hardest aspect, his voice, his mannerisms. You know, he's just a bunch, like a bolt of energy. And you have to be charismatic, you have to make that show on camera. So it's hard playing that icon because of course you're gonna get critics. So you can't really think about that. You just have to make sure that your craft is gonna portray the character the best way that you can prepare for it. And I think I did a good job. I did something right.
Yeah. Method acting. Yeah. I'm so curious about, do you just like, when you're method and you're in the character, you said you only break on weekends.
Yeah.
Are you thinking the thoughts? Are you, how?
I mean, it's just because, you know, when you're playing a certain character that you want to be portrayed as like a real human being, or you're playing like a very character actor. I mean, character. It's hard to come on set and perform when you're not in the right space. So for me, to get in the right space, I'm in the zone all the time. You know, and I try not to let it affect me. You know, as a person. Yeah. So I know when to break away. If I'm too much in a character, I know how to break away, and that's important as well. But yeah, when I step off the plane into the city I'm at, I'm that character. Yeah.
So you take the work home with you? Like if you're doing a very emotional scene and you go home, are you still in that dark place?
It depends on if I need to be in that dark place for the next couple scenes. But if I know I have a big emotional scene the next day, I'm gonna be in the zone like the day prior, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
That's really just like emotionally stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. But it's my job. Yeah. And I want to be good at it. Yeah. But wow. Then I got to work with Idris Elba on NBA 2K20. And Rosario Dawson was in that too. Thomas Middleditch from Silicon Valley. And man, everybody worked on that project. I'm missing out a lot of names, but they were amazing. But Idris came in for a couple days, and man, he was a cool dude. And we chopped it up, and I asked him for advice, and he was like, "Deric, man, you hanging with me? I'm telling you, you're fine. You don't need no advice." I was like, maybe that's coming from you, you know what I'm saying? But really good guy, good guy, and very talented, and came in very professional, and came very prepared as well. So nothing but, you know, praises for him. He's gotta be in my movie too. I'm trying to get him.
Yeah, yeah.
But but that was cool. So NBA 2K, they put me in this. I was 2K. I was the lead character. And,
I saw some footage from you were in this
motion capture suit.
You pulling Porter scholarship?
That's Jim Porter and me.
Answer the question, Coach.
Hey, watch your tone, okay? I know you're upset. I am too, but there's some things you don't understand.
I mean, it seems pretty simple to me, Coach. You recruit a kid, he gets hurt, and you force him to transfer and bring in somebody better. Coach, does that sound about right?
No, not at all.
Coach, man, Porter did everything you asked. He's a good kid.
And there's this camera in front of your face while you're acting.
Yeah. It took me like a week or two to get used to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the suit's really tight.
In your line of sight.
Always in your line of sight.
Yeah.
But then they had me in like this tight suit with the buttons on there, and there were like 300 cameras wrapped around the whole studio.
Yeah.
And it was an experience that's like no other, because it was acting, but still was like a lot of tech and electronics around, and a lot of moving parts and different elements that make the whole video game come together. And 2K is an amazing company, and everybody works there. It's so cool and very open.
That's really cool.
Yeah, most definitely. And our director, name is Sheldon Candace, and he was amazing too. And it was cool. And Spring Hill produced it, which is LeBron James's production company. And they're doing like Space Jam 2 and House Party.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of stuff going on too. And if they see this, man, they need to put me in Space Jam.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
But
what's it like shooting a video game? Like, are there scenes? Like, what are you?
It's like a movie inside the video game.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can explain it, and that's how the director and the producer would explain it too. It's like real scenes.
Pitching your script to investors and stuff like that, and how there's kind of a lack of diversity there. Do you see that on film sets, like commercial versus indie versus, and then also can you talk about that with pitching your script too?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
I do think there's a lack of producers and studio heads from diverse cultures and ethnic backgrounds, which we need to improve on. Because it's not too many, because I told my team, like, I would love to get this in front of, black producers, black studio heads, because it's about, the history of blacks. And, we're trying to go through this list, and there's not too many studio heads who are, African American or black or of diverse cultures. So that aspect is pretty hard. We need to do a better job of incorporating diversity into the hierarchy, because it's cool that we're working on these things, but we need to be at the table. We need to have our own seat at the table so we can bring in our own projects. Because I hear stories all the time when these writers are in these rooms, there's not too many people of diversity, and you got other people writing about a particular background that's not theirs, and these people are like, what are you doing? That's not how we talk, that's not how we act, that's not how we present ourselves, that's not our mannerisms, that's not our story. You shouldn't be telling that story. Get somebody of that diversity, that diverse group to come in here and write that diverse group to produce it. Because I've learned, and this is in any industry, if you want something done, you gotta do it yourself. So that goes to say, we need more seats at the table as far as a more diverse crowd in Hollywood.
So do you think we're going in the right direction?
I think we are.
Yeah.
It took a while, but I think we're slowly but truly are getting, on the right path. As far as, everyone being included and making it more diverse.
Yeah. So going off the Oscars, what do you think of like the Legacy Award show?
Oh man, when I heard about this, and I did the research, and I watched the video and read about it, and that's gonna be big. If it can all come together as planned, all these countries voting on, the best films, the best actors, that's gonna be so dope. And just to be, for a bigger actor like Denzel to be in the same race as the small-time actor from Ghana or Ethiopia or from whatever country, and them to be in the same race is amazing. That's why you got to pick your brother up. I know we were talking about this earlier, how sometimes in the industry that a lot of these successful people, they look at younger people and like, no, you got to put in your time. Which it should be, okay, you got to put in your time, but I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna steer you in the right direction. I'm gonna show you what mistakes not to do, and I'm gonna show you, what to do. A lot of times that doesn't happen. Now I ran into a lot of producers where I'm extending my hand, they don't even look me into my eyes. It shouldn't be like that. No. Not in any industry, any career.
Yeah. And that's a generational thing. You think our generation is more willing to help each other out? I think
so.
Yeah.
And I think some of the older generation, they feel as though I put my time in, young man. Go find your way. You'll be okay. How am I gonna find my way without any help? How am I gonna get a meeting with these studio heads without getting in the door when you can help me get in the door?
So after your mom passed away, how did you scale from there? How did you build your career, and how did you not just go to a dark place? How did you not turn to alcohol or drugs or something like that?
Well, when she first passed, the first couple weeks was very, very hard.
Yeah.
So I remember me at my aunt's house crying myself to sleep pretty much every night, and I knew I had to do something. I couldn't let that be the end of it, because she's in heaven looking down on me, so I knew she would want me to get out that rut. And, you know, she struggled for a while. She suffered, and I just knew she wasn't suffering anymore. But I never thought about picking up a bottle, turning to drugs. Even I don't drink like that anyway. And I mean, the closest thing to drugs I've seen was marijuana, and that's it. So I didn't want to, because I didn't want that to be my source of power. I wanted Deric Augustine to have his source of power. I can pull myself out of this rut, out of this adversity. So I just stayed strong, and I knew that she was still there, still a part of me, and that's why I never turned to the bottle.
So then after that too, how do you scale your career? I mean, I'm sure you still haven't had an agent, you still had to go to auditions.
Oh yeah.
How did you?
Well, I got lucky. I had a good agent when I was in high school in New Orleans, and that's how I got my start. And then, but I started out doing theater, doing extra work, and still to this day, whatever set I work on, I look every extra in the eye, and I talk to them. I call them kings and queens, because I know how inadequate I felt when I was on set and as an extra, and people didn't even want to look at me. So I pay it forward. I'm graceful to everyone, to the PAs, to the extras, to the directors, to the producers. I treat everyone like they're the same, with a very kind heart. But I say it to say, like, I've been there. I've started from the bottom and worked my way up, through doing extra work, to still doing theater, to going to drama school, working 2 jobs, moving to New York with nothing, with nobody, no money to my name. I didn't have any parents, to give me anything, to moving out there and finding a way. Come on now, anybody can. That's how I don't like people who make excuses, because if I found a way, you can. Then from going to New York to just starting my career, and managers they wouldn't even take meetings, because I was just a kid with theater stuff, and they didn't care about that. They wanted TV and film credits. Like, give me a shot, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I would pay to go to these like open calls to find these workshops. Yeah. I think they canceled those too now, because
there are a few still, but they're very strict.
Yeah, very strict. But back then it wasn't like that. So I would pay to go to those things in New York. Yeah. I found an agent by doing that, and who got me work, and I started working more, and I always say discipline is the mother of success. It was just me staying on the grind, staying focused, and staying a course to my and keeping the artistry as the main reason I'm doing this, and that birthed my success.
You're already answering my next question. It was going to be kind of, what's your legacy and your roots in the African American culture? And I know you were in an African American fraternity, and there's like a brotherhood there, and there's a community. Yeah. Can you just talk about that a little bit more?
Oh, I can talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm still in Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, the best fraternity in the world. I pledged when I was a freshman, my second semester freshman, and Kappas were all in my family. I have a cousin who's a Kappa, and I would sneak to the parties with him when I was in high school. And I was like, oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I pledged at UNO my second semester as a freshman. I was a kid, still 18. And even though I had my brother, I have a twin brother, it was like I gained so many other acquaintances and brothers and friends. One of my best friends, his name is Darius, that's my line brother. And we met at UNO. We were on the same line. It was 5 of us online, and we still talk, and we're very close. And it just opened up a community for us to, from a larger scale, for us to network and connect with other Kappas and who are African American. And it's not even, there are other nationalities, and like there are white people in our fraternity, which a lot of people don't know. But fraternity is all about networking. So there are producers in my in my fraternity. The director is in my fraternity. The late, great John Singleton. So it's important that, you know, I can utilize Kappa Alpha Psi as far as a networking tool as well. So Charles D. King, if you're watching this, I got something to pitch to you, brother. He's a Kappa as well. So yeah.
Thank you so much for talking to me.
No problem.
So cool, and you have such an amazing career already and such an amazing career ahead of you, and I'm really excited to see what you do next.